What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally fucking be over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. Got his hand on the button.
And now, our feature program.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
What is up, everyone? Everybody doing good?
Offensive line getting.
Oh, somebody had the game for a little bit.
I think that was something on my end. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. Well, tonight's Thursday. We weren't here last week because internet decided, Comcast, that I don't need internet on Thursdays, apparently. It was bad for Thursday afternoon, and it didn't work properly until Saturday sometime.
I told you through the weekend.
Yeah, I had to reset my modem a couple of different times, thinking it was my thing. I reset my
You live in
router.
Florida? They're Tampa?
It was a long day. Oh, that would explain why I was like looking at the side of my head.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nobody's seeing me. Amanda didn't tell me that I wasn't on camera. It's all Amanda's fault.
Well, we got the whole group here except for thinner? Used to be thin?
Who used to be thin.
Yeah, he should not be named because, as we know, he's the only do guest appearances here and there. So I guess we actually have the group together now that we're supposed to have now.
Yeah, we're the group now.
I believe it's formerly known as Thin.
Yeah, the man formerly known as Thin. So
it's been 3 weeks since we've had a show.
Yeah,
we missed last week and the week before.
We miss the week before?
We did, didn't we?
No, I think we changed it. We were late. I think we did it Friday night, right?
No, because I went in here twice and we talked about games that we didn't talk about 2 times in a row. Maybe it was only once.
No, I think we only missed last week.
No, because we didn't ask many things because I was going to ask you, what's his name? Lamar Jackson broke a record of having 11 games of 100 or more yards rushing in a game. That was after Miami's game, and we never did that show. And then last show, that was
no,
last
you
show.
weren't here.
You're
right.
Right.
You weren't able to make it. I think.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
I don't remember. That's all right. Oh, we're here tonight, so let's go over since you guys put in quite a bit of work for college. It looks like.
It's not that.
So
did most of it.
You guys want to go at it, Chris?
Yeah, we can touch on it. So top 10, updating that the top 5 did not change. Georgia is at 1 with 55 first place votes. Bama at 2 with 4. Ohio State at number 3 with 4 first place votes. Number 4, and I don't understand why, that team up north. Number 5, Clemson, who almost lost to Wake Forest, which we'll touch on. But 6 up 1 is USC. Up 1 to number 7 is Kentucky. Up 3 to number 8, and I'm actually really impressed with this team, is Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Number 9 is Oklahoma State. They stayed there. And then NC State is at number 10, and they are up 2.
Yeah, Tennessee's been going at it.
But they have. The only thing I want to say about this is the top 10 is how Ohio State last week had 1 vote. Now they've got 3 more votes, and they're tied with Alabama. And the point thing they use, I think they're behind Alabama by like 7 points. It's like 1,333 to 1,327 or something.
Ohio State, I think, is going to pull into the number 2 slot if they destroy another team, and especially, they beat Wisconsin pretty handily, and Wisconsin was supposed to be one of the best defenses, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country, and Ohio State made them look like a high school team without their best receiver. So, yeah, I have a feeling they're going to be moving up to 2 here in the next few weeks. But from some of our games, some games that we needed to talk about, Kansas State, who was unranked, beat number 6 Oklahoma 41-34.
That was beautiful.
From 6 to 18.
Wow.
These Miami Hurricanes are apparently in a free fall. His words, not mine. They lost 45-31 against Middle Tennessee State University.
Wow.
Middle Tennessee.
When I saw, because it says MTSU, I didn't know who that was. I had to look it up to see who they lost to.
Wow, that says a lot when the college guy has to look it up.
Well, and the only reason I put that there is because of that reason. It's Middle Tennessee State University, and they beat what's supposed to be a relatively good team. So that's even if it wasn't my team, I would have put that down.
I probably would have too. App State, Raging Cajuns, fall, and Coastal Carolina survived.
And that's just because of me and Nate, our little thing that we're doing with the that group there.
And because we always talk about, and we're moving through some of this kind of quickly, I know, but we always talk about all these high scores in college compared to the pros.
Yep.
Right. Yes. I sent something out in the group chat last week, and I think Travis about crapped his pants because so it's a Division I AA school, right? So Stephen F. Austin beat Warner 98-0. And they knelt on the final two-point conversion so they wouldn't score 100.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, I would purposely score 100 points. That would be my ideal in college.
That point, what's another 2 points?
They weren't even trying to, because if you watch the game, they weren't. The thing was, they started all their quarterbacks. They started all the receivers.
They played all their
receivers. No receiver had more than, I think, six passes caught. No running back had more than like 5 runs or so. I don't know. They were just like, okay, does the ball boy want to play? Because
you watch those last couple touchdowns, they're literally running along the goal line before they go in, trying to burn clock so they can't keep running it up.
Right.
Like they're trying not to score. And I mean, you kind of have to keep the game moving.
Yeah, and at that point, it's kind of disrespectful. I mean, I understand the very end of the game, but when it's the third quarter and you're winning by, I think, 60-something.
So how many linemen? I want to know how many linemen had touchdowns in that game.
Well, the thing is, when you're at that point in time, is like, and you just stop running the ball, you're being pretty disrespectful to the defense. So you just kind of have to kind of continue to play. But there's only 100 yards in the field.
Yeah. But it's like after you've gotten all your running backs have like 4 or 5 touchdowns, you're like, all right, so which one of you linemen want to run the ball? Mm-hmm. Who wants a touchdown on their college record?
Yep.
Jeez.
So what else you got there, Chris?
So for Heisman, C.J. Stroud still the favorite at plus 140. Bryce Young's plus 350. One notable thing, who kind of got into the conversation, which I do agree with, Tennessee's Hendon Hooker, their quarterback. He jumped into the
last name.
Hooker.
His name is Hooker?
Yeah, Hendon Hooker.
For Tennessee.
I
don't see anybody beating Strauss, seriously. I mean,
I don't, but I agree with them at least, at this point in the season, him being in the conversation because he's the reason that they're.
Well, I mean, if Tennessee goes undefeated, there might be an argument to be had.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't disagree with it. So, but that's really no major changes in Heisman. So, in our last week's games to watch,
we did not go through because we weren't on here, but this was on there.
Yeah, we were planning on being on. If my internet had actually worked, we would have been on.
Yep.
I even tried pushing it back to Friday, and it still didn't work.
Yeah. So number 20, Florida. All right, they lost to number 11 at the time, Tennessee, 38-33. Number 10 at the time, Arkansas. Lost to Texas A&M 23-21.
Texas A&M's been doing pretty good this year. I caught like a couple games and like in the passing, and I would turn on my garage while I was doing stuff, and it seems like they're holding their own against these better ranked teams.
Unless it's App State.
Oh yeah.
Clemson. This is where I say they barely won. It was in. Did they go overtime? I think they went double overtime.
Double overtime?
I think they went double OT. Clemson 51, Wake Forest 45.
Wow.
And Wake Forest.
It was double overtime?
I think it was double.
It was double overtime.
Correctly, yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow, Jeremy, I didn't realize you were still with us.
Jeremy's
talk
Jeremy's
college,
Googling for us.
Okay.
I'm what?
Googling.
Yeah.
Oh no, they were talking about that here, so that's the only reason I know.
Ah. See, now that Jeremy's in college country, he hears it all.
And then number 7 USC beat Oregon State 17-14. That was Smitty's upset pick, apparently.
And I came very close. Thank you very much.
And then he has Ball State 23 versus Georgia Southern 34 as his entertaining game of the week.
It was entertaining. It really was until like the last 10 minutes, but it was a pretty entertaining game. And there was like nobody there. Like there was no one in the stands.
Really?
But it was fun to watch.
So for this week's games to watch, me and Smitty have Alabama, number 2 Alabama versus number 20 Arkansas. This is my upset pick of the week.
I almost picked that.
Is Arkansas really that much better this year?
They are really good this year.
Yeah. Number 5 Clemson versus NC State. I agree with your upset pick, Smitty. I just didn't want to pick the same one, so I do think
That's fair.
It's going to pull it out.
Yeah, I think that was an easier upset pick than Arkansas and Alabama, which is why I went with that one.
I think number 7 Kentucky Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Kentucky on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 9 Oklahoma State versus 16 Baylor. I think Baylor pulls that one out.
Probably.
I wouldn't doubt it, and I almost didn't even have it on there because I didn't realize they were playing each other this week. I didn't realize they played at all, and I had to go back in here and add that because I was like, oh my Lord, they're playing each other.
And then we've got number 22 versus number 23, Wake Forest versus Florida State. I'm going to go with Wake Forest on this one.
Yeah.
The way they looked last week, I'm going with Wake Forest. FSU does look good compared to what FSU normally looks like, but I'm still going to go with Wake Forest.
Not to mention the fact that, FSU is, 4-0 now? But they haven't played anyone, really.
Yeah. And then Indiana versus Nebraska. That's Smitty's entertaining game of the week. I have highlighted it as both garbage.
So
they
it
are
should
both
be
garbage.
a great
They're both
garbage
like 1
game.
and 2, or I don't know. They're both crap. So I think it's a garbage game, but I think it's gonna be an entertaining garbage game. I mean, even 2 crappy teams can put on a good game.
Yeah, they can put on a good show.
This is week 5.
All right. So no Ohio State game this weekend, or were they playing something?
They play Rutgers.
Yeah, they're
that game should be like a 63-14 game.
No, it should be a 9-9 road game.
It should be. I don't think Rutgers should score. Actually,
if I was a college coach, I would make it my mission to make sure we won 99 to something every week.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's all I got for college. But we are officially getting into a lot of the conference schedules. I do hope, and this is my rooting for another team in the Big Ten. I hope Iowa, their offense shows up because their defense looks good. I hope their offense shows up and that freaking team up north loses because I'm sick of hearing about, a historical season for Jim Harbaugh. He finally won, fucking for the first time in 8 years.
I'm still butthurt.
Yeah, Michigan and Ohio State people hate each other.
Done. Yeah.
I would say that Michigan and Ohio State fans hate each other more than Michigan and Michigan State fans hate each other.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Which is so odd to me.
I was walking when I went to the game. We were walking around campus a little bit. All the signs, they forgot to take them down from, Michigan week last year. All the signs have little red X's and tape over M's.
Really?
I shit you not.
That's great.
Yeah, like we absolutely hate that team up north. Like, the only reason I really say Michigan most of the time is because of the show. And
right.
Other tat that, it's usually that team up north.
We're slowly remembering it's that team up north.
And they call us that Ohio team.
Well, at least your state's name. So I'm gonna guess there's no other team out there that's called that team up north. So it's not like Arizona saying that team up north, talking about Nevada or something like that.
Probably more likely than not, but I still try to be somewhat
Professional, this non-professional show.
In our non-professional lives.
How's my Finns doing right now?
They are still losing. He tried throwing to the end zone, but they're still losing 3-7.
6-7.
6-7.
You're behind, by the way,
Oh.
by about 30 seconds.
So they just kicked a field goal.
Oh, about a minute ago now.
I wasn't.
That is nice. I'm okay with 7-6 right now. I seriously thought we'd be losing by
a lot more.
16-3.
No, the Bengals haven't been the Bengals from last year. Do you have a stupid stat for us this week, Smitty?
I only have one, and I mentioned it earlier because I didn't pull any up.
That's
and
okay.
that was Lamar Jackson just broke the record of consecutive games in a row of running more than 100 yards in a game. I think he has 10. Whose record did he beat? Who did he beat out? Who had 9? What was your answer, Jeremy?
Michael Vick.
Okay, what do you think there, Travis? You have the same answers too. It's fine.
Yeah, I think my answer would be Michael Vick.
Gonna be a sweep. He's the only rushing quarterback I can think of.
And you are all incorrect. You are all correct. It was Michael Vick. He beat Michael Vick's
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, other random stat. The last time Miami started 3-0, what did they not do?
Make the
playoffs.
Really? What year was that, Jeremy?
I think it was like mid 2000s.
Do you know the last time Miami went 4-0? What year that was?
Was that the 70s when they won the Super Bowl? Went 16-0.
No, it was in the Dan Marino era. It was 1995, the last time they went 4-0.
1995. I was 10.
It's
9 or 10.
I did not need to know that. I found that out today. I was like, there's something I don't need to know about my team.
What, Jeremy?
Try 10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11. I can add.
Math is hard for him, okay?
I can find X, Y, and Z. I just can't add and subtract.
Oh, no.
All right. So speaking of the Miami Dolphins, we're going to talk about the undefeated team so far. And most of us never saw this coming. In the NFC, the Eagles, of all the teams, are the undefeated team. And in the AFC, which we all thought after facing the Buffalo Bills would be the Buffalo Bills, but which a lot of analysts everywhere, satellite, ESPN, even up here, were saying they are the best team in the league.
Absolutely.
Lost to the Dolphins, who are now the undefeated team of the AFC. And are you guys kind of like surprised in their standings? Do you think there's a specific reason as to why they're both 3-0? The Eagles have only played the Lions, the Vikings, and the Commanders. Can't say they're top-tier teams.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, on the other hand, have played the mediocre Pats because they are not the Pats of the old, the Ravens, and the Bills. And the Bills game, from the highlights I saw, was a shootout. It looked like it was all just running. Nobody could pass the ball. It was all just running downhill.
Well, Buffalo did have 90-something offensive plays compared to, 40-something of the...
Yeah, it was over. Everything, all the stats were doubled by the Bills.
And on paper, they should have won.
Absolutely. And what's his name? Our wonderful quarterback, Allen, had 400 yards. I think it was 400 yards passing.
Yep.
But he threw 63 times.
Jeez, that's a lot.
And completed, I forgot how many. And Miami had the ball 19 times, completing 13. So why Allen was dinking and dunking because I think his average was like 6.1 yards per attempt or per reception.
Yeah.
What's his name? Tua had like 11 yards per reception. The difference between that game is Miami made the plays when they needed to, and the Bills did not.
No, the difference between that game is Miami's personal protect for the punter decided to back up and cause their own safety.
The butt punt.
Yep.
The butt punt.
Now they have finally reached Sanchez status.
Yeah, so so the reason that the Eagles are is because they They're a better team than I think people thought they were. And they played one team which is not good, which is the Commanders.
Yeah.
They played the Lions, which you just don't know which team you're going to get. And that's the beginning of the year. So the first game of the year, you just might as well toss the dice. And then the Vikings. So they have one legitimate win there. Miami played the Pats. It's the Pats. It doesn't matter where it is. It's the Pats.
Yeah.
So it's the first game of the year. So we'll give that, equals out. But the Ravens and the Bills, I would say that the Dolphins are a more legitimate team right now than the Eagles, but I still think the Bills are the better team in the AFC East.
I think they're the better team in the AFC.
Well, absolutely.
Not just the East, but when they lost that game, I was like surprised, and then I was listening to the radio and listening to the analysts, and they're like, how in God's name did Miami beat the Bills? Basically, they couldn't figure it out, and it was just a no man's
Miami's defense.
Yeah, they're like their defense figured out how to shut down the Bills because the Bills are a high flying, high passing. They are like Mahomes or the Pats with Randy Moss. That's what they are right now, and like everybody is saying that they're gonna beat the Moss Brady record for touchdowns to receivers.
Well, not if he don't do a little bit better than he did last or Monday or Sunday. He's doing right now because
I
don't know what
that the Bills should be.
Oh, the Bills, yes. Oh, absolutely. I think that's a very good possibility.
Yeah, but they looked at that game and said, "How the hell did they get shut down that hard?" Kind of thing. Where usually Allen and oh, jeez.
Well, you do the one thing you can do because here's the thing about the Bills, and I looked at this stats here. This is I think Jeremy might enjoy this, and maybe Chris might like it too. Everyone said that Allen was crap the first 2 years, right?
Yep.
And then he suddenly made that turnaround in year 3. He suddenly was the greatest. Like wow, he's awesome. He can do everything. Does anybody know what happened on the 3rd year at Buffalo? What changed on that team?
They got a top tier receiver, and
they got Diggs.
Yep.
Diggs gets 1,000 yards reception every year. He played the 5 years before he got with Allen. He's continued. The difference in Buffalo, the defense is great, but the difference is Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Diggs is what I mean. Don't get me wrong. Allen has threw some amazing passes, but you take Diggs out the game,
and that's what they did.
You have a chance to win it.
They stopped Diggs because I have Diggs on my fantasy league, and he got me nothing for points. But my running back from Buffalo had over 20 points, who hasn't done anything all season.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you can ask anyone if like you're playing Buffalo, it's like who's not going to beat you? Well, Diggs ain't going to beat me. The run team might beat me. Small little pitches here and there might beat me, but Diggs is not beating me.
And that's what they did. They
What's
stopped
so funny,
Diggs.
Chris?
Nothing.
Oh, I just saw that too.
Oh.
I hate to tell you this, brother, but I don't think Tua is going to be in the game much longer.
Did he get locked out?
Oh, he just got pulled down. I don't think he was right from last week.
No, I think he might be okay. It looked like it was more of a sit on your ankles kind of thing.
The way he was holding his hands, he's not fair.
Oh, you're behind, Travis.
Oh.
No, it's ankle.
Was he sacked?
Oh yeah, he was sacked and drilled into the ground.
He got
Was there a penalty?
Oh, his foot got caught and then it just kicked on him. You watch the slow motion. Yeah, he's knocked the fuck out.
I'm gonna switch it to Amazon.
He's holding his head. There's no denying that one.
He hit and his hands came up like this. I knew there was something going on.
Well, and then his hands like did this like weird like.
I'm gonna keep the housewives are on the field.
I just want to talk.
Travis.
Yeah, I just muted it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why was he having the ball? Is it still 6-7?
It was, and he just got sacked for like 10 yards.
And are they in Cincinnati's territory?
I think they're at midfield.
Yeah, they're right around midfield. Yeah.
And he twisted his ankle to shit.
Oh, he got knocked the shit out.
No, his foot got caught, and then as soon as it released, all the pressure from it being stuck just swung him back, and he hit upper shoulder, and then his head just snapped.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Who's your backup now, Smitty?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Good.
At least he's not awful.
Okay. Well, it was good having a good career. I mean, a good, nice game. Good season. The first 3 games, and we're gonna lose next 7. So it's okay.
Well, speaking of next 7,
it doesn't work well for you guys.
Do you think these teams are legitimate? Like they're gonna stay better on the better side of the things, make the playoffs, or do we think they're gonna end up as a 500 team if they're lucky?
I told you both these teams make the postseason beginning of the year.
I still think. I don't think they're gonna stay undefeated, but I do think they're gonna,
be playoff teams.
Yeah, they're gonna be well above.
I think even with that too, I think Miami, because they have a 3-0 head start on a lot of other teams, I think they will. And I think, I mean, you look at who is it? Eagles. They have Dallas, Washington, and Giants. Giants playing some good games. So it's hard to say really, but I think the Eagles have a better chance of making the postseason than Miami does.
See, I'm thinking the opposite.
To the Super Bowl.
Oh crap! I have
What's
to
up,
move
Nate?
you, Nate, because you were on top. You were on top of Chris.
I just kicked Chris off. Miami's making the Super Bowl. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about over here.
Not with two of them.
Now without the quarterback, I mean, with the quarterback thing, you'll be playing apparently.
They don't need him.
They got Bridgewater.
Nate's gonna go play for him.
Yeah, you see
Ready,
it?
Teddy. He's ready to go. Just put him in, coach.
I hope you're right.
I mean, and besides, Ryan Fitzpatrick is already there.
It's already there.
Like,
put him out there.
Suit him up. He's good to go. The Fitz magic time is back. Before, as I was saying before, Nate popped in all of a sudden. I am more on the boat that the Dolphins make the playoffs as like a wild card team than the Eagles making the playoffs as a wild card team.
Oh, Eagles are winning their division. They don't have to.
I'm not even saying that. I don't think the Eagles are going to win in their division.
Oh, I guarantee you they win their division.
No, the Cowboys are still, even with a backup, are still looking good.
No, because they're going to go back to Dak and they're going to fuck themselves.
Yeah, I agree with Jeremy. I think the Eagles are going to take it. Then the Cowboys are going to be second, followed by the Giants, and then whoever else the other team was.
Commanders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems about right.
Commanders are at the bottom.
Bears.
The Bears. All right. So since we talked about the undefeated so far, let's talk about the undefeated in the loss column. That would be the Raiders and the Texans so far this year.
So you're talking about the defeateds?
The defeateds.
Well, no, because they haven't lost all their games. The Texans have not lost all their games.
No, the Texans are 0-3.
They have two. I said have two teams without a win is what I wrote.
Yes, they are. They both are. What?
Raiders are 0-3. Texans are 0-2-1.
Yes, 0-2-1.
There's only one team that has lost all their games this season.
And it's the Raiders. But tying is, I don't know about you, Jeremy, but as far as I'm concerned, a tie is a loss.
A tie can make you 500 nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays. It's the only way to get to 500, actually. Today, it's now the only way to get 500.
Exactly.
So of these teams of the two of the teams that are basically either unwinning, they have not won. Do you think either of these teams make the playoffs? Or do you think they're too far gone?
I think Texas don't.
I think the Raiders have a chance to.
Yeah.
As competitive as going to be the AFC, I have a problem with because.
Well, the thing is, they haven't been blown out. They've been in close games.
Yes, all three of the games they've lost by less than a touchdown, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's been less than a score.
Okay, because the other teams I'm putting in here, like I talked about, was the Titans, which is AFC,
Oh,
Colts, which is
shit.
AFC, Bengals, which is AFC, but they're probably going to win tonight.
They got a stretcher out on the field, Smitty.
He's not coming back.
They took the backboard out before last commercial, and they went to commercial again. Now the stretcher's out there.
What is up with his hands?
If you look how his hands are, he is not right.
Yeah, no, something is wrong.
They were saying it was a back injury before I jumped on.
He didn't smack his head, but something is wrong.
He had a back injury Sunday, and he quote unquote
His hands went
head
right.
injury, but he passed concussion protocol. So
Yeah, but this is something serious. He slammed down, but his head barely grazed the ground, so I don't think it's his head. I think it's something else.
Okay, because anybody knows that if you have a really bad thing in your back, you will go.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I got out of bed one morning when I figured out I was old, and I got up, went to stand up, and I blew out my back and crashed back down in the bed, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I can't do anything. I couldn't move for like 2 days.
When you get knocked, that's why they call it like in UFC and stuff. They call it getting starched. You're like,
and this is why it was very important for Miami to have established a running game. So in case an injury happens, you can get your quarterback in there to run the ball a little bit, get him comfortable with throwing shorter passes, running the ball, and get behind that team.
A running game this season.
Yeah. They are not. That's the biggest problem they've had, and I've been saying that since day one.
We picked the wrong team to win tonight, Smitty.
I don't know what you're talking about. I picked the right team.
All right.
You did.
Go Dolphins.
So we do you? So who thinks that the Raiders have a chance?
I don't.
Chris
I
does.
do. I think they have a chance.
Hope so, because Derek Carr is my fantasy quarterback. Justin Fields, so I'll take Carr at this point. At least he puts up points.
He does.
So why? So do we think? Why would you? So how do I want to phrase this? The Raiders were a playoff team last year. They won with an interim head coach after the head coach was fired, and they balled out. All of a sudden this year, they can't with a new head coach, and we're excited to have an offensive-minded head coach, somebody that knows how to win.
It's called a learning curve.
And now all of a sudden they are not balling.
I think it's the fact that they added Devontae Adams. They've won more games with him off the field than they have with him on the field.
I was just going to say Aaron Rodgers put a curse on him.
Well, the thing is, what's his name is even looking his direction half the time in the last couple games. He doesn't even look over to Adams when he throws. He's throwing to everyone else. You think maybe Carr and Adams have an issue?
No, I'm pretty sure it's a learning curve because he brought the offense in, and it's a full different offense. I mean, yeah, they had an interim head coach last year, but they were still working out the same offense that they had for the past 2 years prior. So third year in the same offense, everyone kind of understands what's going on with it. You bring in a full new offense, new players. It's going to take a while to get it all to mesh and blend well.
That's a good point.
So I agree with that. So which of these two teams has the best chance to be over 500? So you're saying the Raiders make the playoffs, so they're definitely going over 500. Do we think the Texans will make it over 500? Or are they going to be a number one pick next year for the?
I think they're going to be 500.
I think they're both going to be at 500.
So do we think the Jets are going to be the number one pick overall, or the Commanders?
Commanders.
Chicago.
Did they just block that punt?
Field goal, but yes.
Field goal, yes. Jeez.
Miami.
Right. Good old Miami. The quarterback goes down, you miss a field goal.
There's a chance.
All right, so
This might be market for another quarterback.
Let's go through the top 25.
Do we have to?
Do we have to? Oh, we can do the top 10. Let's do the top 10. Top 10's good.
2 seconds. Okay.
All right, so who wants to do it? Jeremy?
Bengals at number 10, Vikings at 9, Tampa at 8, Ravens at 7, Rams at 6, Chiefs at 5, Packers at 4, Dolphins at 3, Bills at 2, Eagles at 1.
How are the Eagles number 1?
What's my question? Is that an overrating team for you?
They are being overrated massively. If any, like I would put the Dolphins ahead of the Eagles because the Dolphins, at least, like we said, have beat legitimate teams.
I would have until Tua went down. Now they're going to be like the worst team in the league.
Yeah. Now I dropped the Dolphins back behind the Pats.
I still think the Bills are the best team in the league.
Does anybody know if Muppet started Tua?
I don't know. I didn't check.
Oh, I can check quickly. She's playing me.
I forgot to fill in the fantasy. I knew I forgot to do something.
You know, I sat Chase, Jamar Chase, and Burrow because they're my starting quarterback and receiver, and I sat them both because I could not want them to win. And my Dolphins, I was like, God, this sucks. So I had to start.
Oh, she started Wentz,
Russell Wilson, and CeeDee Lamb.
Oh my God.
What
Yeah.
makes this?
Higgins. I have Higgins and Burrow in my other league. Sorry.
Nice.
I feel bad. My neighbor asked me if he should start Waddle or Higgins, and I said I said Waddle.
I would have said that too. I mean, you don't know what's going to go on. I just know that Miami's defense and whole team, well, the defense was out there for a long period of time, so the defense is gassed as soon as they started. They were starting playing behind the 8 ball from the get go.
All right, so let's go over our things from last week. So the number 1 ladies and elements beat the implication 206.68 to 168.11. The number 2, the thick, played two girlies, 1 cup, 174.52 to 139.53. The number the numbers all changed because we're a week behind. A bunch of nobodies. Number 3, I think it was, beat Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs 160.83 to 147.19. Wow. Number 4, Isn't It Breakfast, lost to the Dolphins. 173.
I don't know. I thought it was lunch. I didn't know it was breakfast.
I'm going to just screw up Nate's name every week because I don't know how to pronounce what he put there.
Nobody does.
It's Barkevius. It's right there. It's not hard.
Barkevius.
All right, I'm going to screw it up on purpose every week. The breakfast.
Unless there's 2 E's.
Isn't it breakfast? Lost to the Dolphins 173.82 to 184.8. Number 6, the Purple Cobras beat the Muppets 184.28 to 154.62. And this week, week 4. Oh no, I went in the first place last week. Oh, who did I have playing?
Well, on a side note, while Travis tries to figure this out,
okay.
Did you guys see that Blue Jays fan missed Aaron Judge's 61st home run because he couldn't catch it?
That much.
Oh, I saw that.
And then the person, the dugout person who, the pitching coach or whatever who got it, gave it back to Judge, and apparently his fiance's threatening to divorce him now for beating him.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, then guess
that
what?
That ball was worth millions.
Yeah, they're saying $2 million. That ball is going to be worth $2 million.
She can lick my booty.
Maybe she does. Maybe he likes it.
I mean, okay, what?
All
that
right.
has to be a joke. That has to be a joke because she's with this dude. She has no idea he was almost about to be a millionaire, and
Oh, it was reported beforehand that his 61st, because that ties the record.
Yeah,
I know, but she had no idea that he was going to be somewhere where he could almost catch the thing. It's not like she went there going, "Oh, he's going to hit the 64th home run. It's going to come towards us. My boy better catch it, or I'm going to not marry him, or I'm going to divorce him." That didn't go through her mind.
No, the fact
it can't be a true story. And if it is, she deserves to be run over by a bus twice.
The fact is, he got it. He had it in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. She's a piece of crap. And by the way, I'm single again in case anybody couldn't tell.
Oh, I knew.
Oh, you are? I didn't know that.
I heard he's going back to the trailer soon if it's still if it survived the last.
If it's still not right, yeah, there in the water. But yeah, I'm single again. But no,
maybe it has running
this
water.
Can't
now.
be a true story. This cannot be a true story.
Maybe it has running water through it this time.
Maybe.
All right, so this week,
this time,
the number 1, the thick, is playing number 3, the implications. Number 2, ladies and elements, is playing Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs.
Wait, they just flagged him for tackling the guy.
Number 4 is playing Bunch of Nobodies, is playing Isn't It Breakovish. The number 6, Purple Cobras, is playing number 7, the Dolphins. And the number 8, the Muppets,
named my team that,
is playing 2 girlies, 1 cup. Who is number 9 because he's going from best to worst with a fashion. First to worst in a fashion.
When my whole entire bench is either suspended or out, it's gonna be good weeks.
Yep. Muppets has a chance to still lose, though, because if you look, she's only predicting 151. You're only predicting 192. So
Wait, the Muppets. Wait a minute. The Muppets. When are they playing? What? Okay, you're looking at something I'm not looking at because
I'm looking at week 4. We're on week
You're not
4.
you're not looking at the doc because the doc has the same exact teams playing on
Oh,
everything.
the doc is wrong. I forgot to update the doc.
The doc has not been updated.
All right. Jeremy, did you pick any bets for this week?
Well, first of all, Nate needs to cover his end of the bargain.
Oh, yes.
Oh, not even looking at the doc.
I know. You should know it off the top of your head.
Don't be dumb with your money and don't listen to us about betting. If you have a problem, Google it.
But if you look at the doc, there is information there.
All right, so I'll do it real quick because Nate isn't doing his job. The Thick and Thin Sportscast does not support or advocate anyone to actually place monetary bets on anything that we actually talk about in this show. This is for entertainment purposes only, as we are not professionals. Never bet money you cannot afford to lose, or if you or anyone you know has or thinks they have a gambling problem, the national hotline is 1-800-522-4700. It is 100% confidential and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, please go to www.ncpgambling.com. I only did it with a minor screw up.
It was beautiful. It's better than Barakarish,
yes.
the team that...
Barkevius.
It's Barkevius. You need 2 E's there to be Barkevius, by the way.
You can pronounce however you want to because it's the English language. You can have 15 letters that make no sense together and says
so it can spell breakfast then?
Breakfast.
Can, yes.
You can have
Isn't it
5 E's
breakfast?
in a row and call it spaghetti if you wanted.
I like it. Travis, I'm on board with you. I don't care what it's actually called. I think it... Isn't it breakfast? It is definitely the name of this team. I don't give a damn.
It might need to become the name of the team now.
Hey, don't forget, we can eat breakfast and watch football on Sunday.
Oh, yes, we're going to talk about that. All right, so the last bets that we actually made, the Titans were giving up 5.5 points to the Giants. We took that, and we lost that. And
Who thought the Giants were going to win?
Yeah, and nobody knew the Giants would actually win that game. And then again, we took the Packers that were giving up 1.5 points to the Vikings, and they lost. So we lost that one.
I picked the Vikings, and I second guessed this bet the entire time, going, no, Packers don't play good.
Forgive you.
Yeah, and the Ravens were giving up 7 points to the Jets, and they won in good fashion. So we won those bets. And Miami was giving up 3.5 points to the pass, and they ended up scoring a lot more than that, so we won those bets. This week we have... Jerry, do you have the doc open?
I do. I put these in here. How do you think that they showed up in the doc?
Magic.
Yes, magic. I went, that one. Okay, so I have the Bills -3 over the Ravens.
Okay.
I have the Texans +5 over the Chargers.
So losing by less than 5.
I have KC +1 over Tampa.
Oh, God, you like to make the tough ones, don't you, man?
Is what's-his-face still suspended, Jeremy?
No, he's not. I have Rams +1.5 over the Niners.
I'll agree with the Rams. I'll okay the Texans.
Yep.
The Bills, they should beat the Ravens.
Yeah, you go ahead and bet that. I'm just going to say, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Ravens beat the Bills, but we'll go through that in a second. But, I think those bets are fine.
Kansas City with only getting 1 point from Tampa.
It's because these are the two teams that, are kind of like the big dicks.
It's Brady versus Mahomes again.
Screw Mahomes. He's overrated.
I know. That's why 1 point, I don't think it's enough. I think Kansas City loses by more than 1 point. No,
I think Kansas City beat Tampa too.
And it takes 1 point to win, so we either push or we win.
Right, but I have but Brady's getting his receivers back, right?
He's just getting Evans back.
Just Evans. Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
I believe Julio Jones is still out on injury. I don't know who has Julio Jones in our league. Godwin's questionable. He's probably still out because he has a knee issue.
Yep.
Players.
Somebody has Julio Jones. I know that.
I'm searching. Hold on.
My mother has Julio Jones.
Oh.
On speed dial,
He's
right?
got Julio Jones on one of his teams.
Wait, did I hear that? Wait, did Cincinnati blocked a field goal kick from Miami. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. How far was it?
Yeah, right now Cincinnati's up 14-6.
Like 30.
I figured there's a touchdown because the way Chris went.
I got excited. One of my fantasy players actually scored points.
Hey man, I'd be excited too. I don't blame
I
you.
think the fact that Tampa's week was kind of disrupted by the hurricane.
Yeah.
And they're going to be playing in Minnesota now.
That's true.
Wait a minute. Tampa
Is
is
playing
going to Minnesota with Kansas City to play against Kansas City.
So Tampa was supposed to be home this week
Right.
due to the hurricane. They moved it to a neutral site, which is Minnesota.
I heard earlier today they were going to keep it at Tampa.
I did too, but I just saw earlier that they officially moved it.
Okay, well you might be right, but why Minnesota? Why not down to Miami? I guess Miami's probably at home.
Yeah.
Miami
Well,
right now.
Miami's at home right
Is
now.
Atlanta
Miami's
at
away
home
right
and
now.
Jacksonville at home and New Orleans at home? You'd figure there'd be a closer place than frickin' Minnesota.
I think because of neutral site factor, they have to find a site that doesn't already have something else scheduled for
And
that date.
it's a dome, so it's a pure neutral site. They don't have to worry about wind. Nobody's gonna have an edge. Yeah, I
Tampa's
think
outdoors.
Apparently,
No.
the Bengals fans were chanting too as he got stretchered off the field.
Were they really like supporting him?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
That is awesome because
that's a class.
I have no problem with Cincinnati. I need them to lose, but I love Cincinnati. I think their fans are great, and God bless them. Good people. See, if that's was Philadelphia
Oh,
or
they-
the Jets,
cheering for him to
they'd be
get
like,
hurt.
"Die, you fucker, die." Sorry, I shouldn't say that word on this show. Die, you flag bag, die.
I don't know. You say some fun stuff on your wake up show. I watched that the other day.
Hey, you commented with LOL.
Yes, because it was funny.
Hey, did you text them to check if the text line worked?
No, because I was like, I watched it at like 2:00 in the afternoon when I was like home working because I don't get it at work.
I think I texted it at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
And you got hey, thanks for texting us because I figured out it was you. I had to go through my phone to figure out who the hell it was.
All right. I don't know. The Kansas City Tampa one just it worries me too much.
Fine, we can do the other 3. I don't care.
Yeah, we'll do the other 3. All right, let's go to our picks from the previous week. We'll just do last week's.
Please.
All right, so last week the Pittsburgh Steelers were at the Cleveland Browns on Thursday, and the Browns won 29-17. The Buffalo Bills went to Miami on Sunday afternoon at 1:00 and lost 21-19. The Cincinnati Bengals went to New York and won 27-12. 27-12.
2012 was a good year. Anybody remember it?
Yeah, I do. Pats won the Super Bowl. Las Vegas Raiders lost to the Tennessee Titans 24-22.
I don't remember yesterday. Never mind 2012.
The New Orleans Saints went to Carolina and lost 22-14. The Baltimore Ravens came up to New England and they won 37-26. The Detroit Lions went up to Michigan and lost 28-24. The Philadelphia Eagles went over to Washington Commanders and won 24-8. The Kansas City Chiefs went to Indianapolis with a massive upset. Indianapolis wins 20-17. Houston Texans go up to Chicago and lose 23-20. The Jacksonville Jaguars with a second-year QB, which we didn't do crap last year, all of a sudden has shown up this year. He beat the Los Angeles Chargers in Los Angeles 38-10.
That's
so who
the
else
Urban
is
Meyer effect last year.
Yeah, who else is surprised? Thinks that it was the coach was the complete issue with this quarterback last year.
I mean, I don't think he's going to be super whatever this year or whatever, but I said at the beginning of the year, if you all remember, that Jacksonville should not be slept on.
No, I think Jacksonville is a sleeping giant this year.
I mean, they better be good. They had 2 back-to-back first overall draft picks. They should have a really good team, plus the compensatory picks they earned.
Big Trust, why do you not have most picks from last week in there?
I couldn't find
Did Miami
them.
get 2 field goals in a row in the last 2 minutes? How they got 12 points?
Miami scored a touchdown.
How they got 12? Oh, they missed the point after?
Yeah,
So
I think they
if
went for
you
2.
can find most picks, I'll add them.
I have them right now. She sent them in the fantasy thing at
Okay.
12:08 on Sunday.
Did they block the point after, or did he just miss it?
I think they went for 2 to tie it up.
I think they went for 2.
All
That's
right,
fair.
so give me Mo's picks real quick.
Okay, Dolphins,
All right. Yep.
Jets.
Jets.
I'm not sure what order she has these in. If you ask me the game, I can find it quicker.
Raiders, Titans.
Titans,
Titans. Saints, Panthers.
Panthers,
Ravens, Pats.
Pats,
After.
Lions, Vikings.
Lions,
Oh, I forgot the equals. Eagles, Commanders.
Commanders,
Chiefs, Colts.
Chiefs,
Texans, Bears.
Bears,
Jags, Chargers.
Jags,
Rams, Cardinals.
Cardinals,
Packers, Bucks.
Bucks,
Yeah, she always goes with Brady. Falcons, Seahawks.
Seahawks,
Niners, Broncos.
Niners,
Cowboys, Giants.
them boys.
All right, so where were we? Jaguars. Okay, the Rams went to Arizona and beat them 20-12. The Green Bay Packers went to Tampa Bay and won 14-12 in a very boring game.
Go Bay. Go Bay.
Which Nate was expecting like a magic Hail Mary loss because that's the way the Packers roll.
Yeah, just expecting.
No, I don't like it when Brady has more than a second left on the clock. That's all. They gave him too much time.
I believe 99% of the league doesn't like if Brady has more than like a second left on the clock.
You know
And
what?
me
Okay,
and
Mr.
Jeremy
Green Bay
wanted
fan,
to
Mr.
go
Chicago
overtime
fan,
because-
Mr. Patriots fan. I'm a Dolphins fan. You all shut the fuck up. You don't even know. You don't even know. You don't know the pain. Well,
No,
excuse me.
Yeah, you
I guess
guys
the
didn't
Dolphins
have
the
Brady
pain
with time on the clock all your lives.
I guess I guess the Dolphins have been more of a pain in Brady's butt than Brady's been in the Dolphins' butt, actually. So.
You're whining.
The Atlanta Falcons went up to Seattle and won 27-23. The San Francisco 49ers went to Denver and the Broncos won 11-10 in a snooze fest.
Yeah,
11-10. That's a baseball score. Question before you go on, which was going to be asked last week: is there going to be a quarterback controversy in San Francisco now?
Well, I had hoped you were going to leave that because I was going to actually talk. We were going to talk about that. So, Jimmy G looked phenomenal when he came in on week 2.
He did.
And looked like he hadn't missed a step. Week 2, where was he? 49ers. Where were they? Here we are. They played Seattle, and he came in there and looked like he hadn't missed a step, like he had been playing this whole entire time. And then this game, he looked like he hadn't ever played a day in his life.
Right now, the answer is no because Jimmy G's not under contract next year.
But do you think that was do you think that San Francisco reacted too soon? Do you think they should have just left Trey Lance back for at least another year behind Jimmy G?
Mm-hmm.
No, because they wanted to find out what Trey Lance was, and they wanted to be able to trade Jimmy G.
Yeah, they were hoping that Trey Lance wouldn't get hurt.
And they had multiple different trades agreed upon, waiting for Jimmy to okay one, and then Jimmy went and got shoulder surgery, which screwed up all the trades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you think at the end of the year if Jimmy G? Because I don't know how long Trey Lance could be out. Can be extended?
Yeah, all season.
Right. So, but he'll be back next year. So, Jimmy G go to maybe Chicago.
Jimmy G's
fight against.
I believe he's non-taggable this after this
he'll
year.
be a free
so he goes
agent
to Chicago
after this.
and fight
He goes
till.
wherever he wants to go.
Yeah. Because the thing is, your quarterback, he's out too now.
Yeah, Mac is probably out 3 to 4 weeks at least.
And that means Chris's quarterback's the only quarterback, because my quarterback's out, is the only quarterback that's sitting around doing anything.
Yes, but
No
his
offense to
quarterback-
Aaron
Our
Rodgers,
quarterback
but-
is out.
His quarterback has like 260 yards all season, passing.
Yeah, I'm going to be owing Jeremy $1,000 when this is all said and done, people. Just in case you forgot.
I almost forgot about that.
I'll let it slide, Smitty. You can buy me a beer sometime.
I will pay the money, just like I'm going to honor the tattoo bet. I mean, I'm going to
Just
pay my
takes
bet.
7 years.
7 years and monthly installments.
I'm gonna write this check. Just don't cash it and leave it in a drawer.
Cash it till 2048.
Yeah. You'll get it in my will.
And $1,000 to Jeremy Watson for a random bet we made at one point in time.
Yeah. Jeremy gets a thing that he has to go to your will reading, and you're like, Jeremy's like, why do I have to go to the will reading? I sure hope Nate's gonna be there.
Well, who else is getting all his shit?
All his
got
comic
kids.
books.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't like the kids. He likes you.
You're his
Except-
life partner. His kids are just his kids.
Well, no, he does like Jace.
So was that all the games? Or are we
That
missing
was
any?
last week's game, so we're gonna pick this week's games.
I pick all the winners.
I did not get Jeremy. Did you send Mo's pick for tonight?
No, we were a little preoccupied. The fact I managed to get on was surprising enough.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I was shocked.
Oh, trust
Nate,
me,
did
my
you
house
send
is-
me who you picked earlier for tonight or no?
Yeah.
We'll
I
go through
said
it.
I picked the Bengals, but I'm rooting for the Dolphins.
She did. He did. She. He. It. They said that.
All right.
You mean she picked him?
What the hell was that, Chris?
No.
No, it's Jeremy.
Oh, because Chris was like.
All right, so let's. I'll start this off. So the Minnesota Vikings are at the New Orleans Saints on. Oh, that's. No, that's this. That's not this week. That's next week.
That's this week.
This week? Is
Yeah,
the 9:15
it's
game?
a 9:30 game.
Is it? I could have sworn next week starts the 9:30 game.
Nope. October 2nd.
Who the?
I'll have to fix that.
I knew Jeremy was gonna have too much fun with his little device he bought.
This game is actually going to be at 9:30 in the morning. We get to wake up and watch football on first thing in the morning on Sunday.
So it's not waking up with Nate and Smitty. It's waking
No,
up with football.
that's on Monday.
That's on Monday. Yeah.
Is it only on Mondays? Because I thought
No,
it was
Monday
just
through Friday.
It's Monday through Friday.
Every
Okay.
different day has a different topic of the day.
yes.
Jeremy, how did you
Tua
like?
Tagovailoa has been sent to the hospital.
He's at UC Medical Center.
Yeah, he went
Head
to the hospital.
and neck injuries. Interesting.
Nate,
So the
what were you saying?
Minnesota Vikings are at the
Ask
New
what
Orleans
you thought
Saints.
of the new Wednesday format compared to the history lesson.
It's okay.
I'm gonna go with the New Orleans Saints. Jerry, who are you gonna go with?
Let's go with Minnesota. It's not a. That's kind of prime time for him. Yeah, let's go with Minnesota. If Minnesota's quarterback Kirk Cousins is complete garbage, it doesn't matter day or night. It's if he's a prime time only game on, he just sucks.
Yeah, it is gonna be the only game if it's at 9:30 in the morning. Chris, who are you gonna go with?
I'm gonna take the Saints.
Saints. Smitty.
Who dat going to beat them Saints? Minnesota's going to beat them Saints.
Minnesota's gonna beat them Saints.
Yep.
All right, so you're going with Minnesota. I don't have Gales. Nate, you don't have Mo's, do you, Jeremy? No, you said you were barely lucky to get on.
A while ago.
Nate, who are you gonna go with? The Vikings or the Saints?
I'm going with the Vikings.
Going with the Vikings. You gotta tell Amanda that I got her texts and I was mad that she didn't text me last week her games. Because I expect her text from her.
I thought she sent them.
No, she sent me.
I think she put him in one of the chats.
Her and Brody were.
If she put them in the chats, I couldn't find them because usually I get a text from her. The last text I got was Thursday, September 22nd, saying at 7:51 p.m. was the Browns, and that was it.
But he also couldn't find Mo's picks, so.
Well, see,
Yeah.
the thing is, guys, I'm running low on my beverage.
All right, so let's get moving. Jeremy, the Seattle Seahawks, or I think that's the first 1 o'clock game, is at the Detroit Lions. Who are you gonna go with?
Lions.
Lions. That one's a little too deep. I can't hear that one very well. Chris, who are you gonna go with?
Lions.
Lions.
Going the Lions, too.
Smitty, who are you gonna go with?
He's
I'm
the
going
Lions,
with the.
too.
What is
That's
that?
a lion.
That's a
lion.
lion.
Rawr.
Is Nate still here, or did he take off?
He's there.
Oh, there he is. Lions or Seahawks? Lions are home.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
You know you're supposed to pass it once in a while too, Nate.
Yeah.
I am going to go with the Lions. All right, Chris, you're up next. The New York Jets are at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers. I kind of fear as much. That is your wife's team. You have to kind of have to pick them, right?
That's for the most.
Smitty.
Oh, gosh. Zach Wilson's back next week, right?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Stifler's mom.
That was good. That was nice. Or Stacy's mom, right? Or whatever.
Yep, Stacy's mom's got it going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Number is 8575867.
309.
Yeah, 867.
I'm going with. I'm gonna not pick the Jets. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers. No. I'm picking the Jets. I'm picking the Jets.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm picking the Jets.
Are you actually gonna pick the Jets?
I'm picking the Jets.
It would be an act of God for me to pick the Jets, so you must not hate the Jets as much as I hate the Jets. Nate, put it down. Toke pass. Give it back to Amanda and pick either the Jets or the Steelers.
He hasn't done anything. He hasn't changed. He hasn't moved.
Oh,
No, I've been standing here the whole time just texting Chris.
Then why do you keep shutting off your camera?
Because it's rude to do this on camera.
No, I'm used to it with him.
What game?
Turn it back on
Jets
earlier.
Steelers.
Get to see it.
Jet Steelers. Where are my Jet Steelers? Picked that game, didn't I?
I don't know.
You do have a tendency to not pick like 5 games.
Yeah, you skip over games sometimes.
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
The Jets. All right,
Oh yeah, the Jets.
I hate the Jets more than
You
anything.
stupid.
So
You're so stupid.
I will go with the Steelers.
You're so stupid.
Jeremy.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Go with the Steelers.
Good
All right, Smitty, you get the first pick. The Chicago Bears are going to the New Jersey Giants.
Oh, dude, the Giants are really good. I mean, I know we talk crap about them, but they have played a great defense and good offense. Chicago got a running game and a good defense.
Yeah, all of a sudden Chicago's showing up this year.
Yeah, I know, Chris, I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but I'm going with Chicago. I know it sucks for people to pick your team, but I'm going with Chicago.
So this is the first week the Chicago Bears lose, like in good fashion. Nate, who are you gonna go with?
I am going with the Bears as well.
The Bears.
Oh, don't do this, guys. Don't do this to Chris, man. That's rude.
You know what? The Giants are at home in New Jersey. I'm gonna go with the Giants. Jeremy, who are you gonna go with?
The G-Men.
The G-Men. Chris, you're the deciding factor. Do you trust in your Bears, or do you expect them to lose?
That's a loaded question. I'm gonna go with my Bears, but
you expect them to lose. All right, Nate. Since you're on, you get the pick. The Tennessee Titans are at the Indianapolis Colts. We just saw the Colts beat the Kansas City, so
I'm going with the Colts.
Going with the Colts. I can't trust in the Titans this year, and the Colts all of a sudden are figuring it out, so I ain't going to go with the Colts. Jeremy.
Well, this is a hard game because week 1 and 2, neither of those two teams showed up. Week 3, they both came back and won. I'm going to go with the Titans.
Go with the Titans. Chris. I know this is a tough game for you.
9.
Drop water! I fart in your general direction!
I can do this too.
I said Colts if you didn't hear me, Travis.
No, I didn't hear you.
I saw you move. I tried to cut it out quicker, but
Smitty.
Like he wasn't responding, so I was like, Travis didn't hear me.
No. Smitty.
The Rams.
That's not the game.
I'm sorry.
Titans or Colts?
Titans or Colts? Oh, geez. Oh, geez.
That's
Oh,
the Rams.
Titans. I'm going Titans. Titans.
Titans. It would seem quiet. All right. So I'm back to first. The Los Angeles Chargers are at the Houston Texans. Why is this all italicized?
Oh no!
I am going to go with the Chargers. If they lose to the Texans, I think they got bigger issues. Jeremy, who are you going to go with?
I'm going with the Texans.
Going with the Texans. Chris.
Texans and who?
Texans. Chargers are at Texans.
I'll take the Chargers.
Chargers. Smitty.
I agree with you, Travis. It's Chargers. If they do not win this game, I will not pick them again until they win.
If they don't win this game, it's one of those that I think they're done for the year. They might as well hang up their cleats and go home.
Right.
Nate.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Going with the Chargers. Jeremy. The Cleveland Browns are at the Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Chris.
You guys do realize the Chargers put both their star defenders on IR this past week.
I didn't, but
It'll be okay.
You also realize they're playing the Titans.
Yeah,
the
they're
Texans.
playing the Texans, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a chance.
I'm gonna take.
What they just do against the Jags last week?
The Browns or the Falcons? He stepped out of bounds.
Oh, that's an interception. He dragged the toe when he caught possession, then he touched the other foot down.
No, his foot
Yep.
was off the field when he finally his hand finally touches the ball. It's not an interception. All right. So anyhow, Chris.
I said Browns.
All right, I didn't hear you. I was
good.
arguing with Jeremy about what is an interception or not. Smitty.
Who was throwing the ball?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, thanks, because the interception tells me nothing if I don't know who's throwing the freaking ball, you people. Sons of
It doesn't
bitches.
matter. It wasn't one. They didn't challenge it, but they still threw an incomplete pass on 3rd and 15. So
What's the question? Dick Face versus Butthead?
The Browns versus the Birdies. The Atlanta
Which
Falcons.
birdies? Oh, Browns.
the tweet birdies.
Yeah, the ones that tend to lose after they're up by more than 10 points.
Hey, they were down and came back last week.
They did. They stopped the comeback. The Browns or the Falcons?
Me?
Yes, you, Nate.
Browns.
Browns.
I couldn't hear because everybody's talking about everything else, so sorry. Kind of hard to follow.
I am also going to ask what UPS has done for me. I'm going with the Browns. Chris. The Commanders or Dem Boys?
Dem
at
boys.
1 o'clock. Dem Boys at 1 o'clock. Smitty.
Them boys.
Dem Boys. Where the hell did they just go? There they are. Nate.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
It's all because Washington changed their name to the Commanders. If they had stayed the football team, I think they'd be a much better football team.
No, it's because they brought Carson Wentz in as their quarterback.
Well, that didn't help.
I agree.
But I'm also going to go with the backup known as the Boys.
The
Jeremy.
Rush.
We going to clean
Go
sweep
Rush.
this?
I'm going with Rush.
The what?
Rush.
Rush.
Who's that?
The
Cowboys
backup.
The Cowboys backup?
Oh my word!
I don't know what his name is. I just know he's a backup. All right.
The Cowboys. I would not put Dak back in this season.
Smitty.
Nope.
Yes.
Jags or
Nope.
Eagles? Jags are on fire lately. Eagles are undefeated.
I'm going with the Jags.
Going with the Jags, giving the Eagles the first loss. Nate, where you going?
He's going fly, eagle fly.
No, I agree with Smitty. I'm going with the Jags.
Going with the Jags. That's okay. I am also going with the Jags. The Jags seem like they are going to stop the Eagles from flying. Jeremy, where you going?
Fly, eagle fly.
Fly, Eagle, fly. Chris.
I'm with Jeremy on this one.
Ooh.
You're stupid. You're stupid. You're so stupid. You're so dumb.
Nate. The Buffalo Bills are at the Baltimore Ravens. Bills are coming off a loss. Ravens are coming off a win at the Pats.
Who's picking?
It's Nate's turn.
Sorry,
Oh.
Bills.
Bills.
I was gonna say I had no idea who was picking either.
Yeah.
The Bills coming off a loss like that, I ain't gonna go with the Bills. Baltimore doesn't know how to stop a passing offense. Jeremy, where you going?
Bills.
Bills.
Told you. One of the bets.
Chris.
Bills.
Well, there was one bet you said you wouldn't take. Smitty.
Paka!
That sounds like a birdie, so I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
The Bills
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
sound like that.
I was gonna say a Buffalo doesn't sound like that.
No, they sound like.
All right, I got the first pick. The Arizona Cardinals are at the Carolina Panthers. This is a crap game to pick. This is the reason
It
why
really
it's
is.
a 4:05 game. It is a crap game. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. It's just like a 50-50 shot at this
Oh,
one.
this is easily an Arizona game.
Jeremy.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, and
Chris.
Arizona.
Chris is going to Arizona. Smitty.
They're playing in Carolina.
Playing at Carolina Panthers.
Arizona just don't seem right. There's something wrong with Arizona. And I'm gonna go with the upset pick here again and say Panthers.
Panthers. Nate.
Yeah.
Same.
Same. All right, Jeremy. Denver Broncos looking to make sure the Raiders stay 0-4. Where are you going to go? Picking the Raiders?
yes, sir.
Chris.
Raiders.
Raiders. Smitty.
Who are they playing? The Raiders playing who?
Playing Denver Broncos.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Can the Raiders actually lose 4 in a row? The Broncos got nothing.
So
I'm going with the Raiders.
Oh, Raiders. Nate. He doesn't like this game. I'm looking at him. He's like,
No, I don't blame him. I don't like
So
it either.
I've already made my picks.
yeah.
On my thing here.
He's
But
second.
now that I'm really kind of thinking about it,
Now that you're not
Raiders
high.
0-4, they absolutely could go 0-4.
Yep.
Yeah, they could.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna change my pick. I'm going with the Broncos.
Going with
Nope,
the
you
Broncos.
can't change your pick. You already submitted it.
It's not fully submitted until it's on the dock, and he hopped on tonight so he can change his picks.
Well, I didn't send my pick in. I just picked it before and just haven't sent it.
So
No, you sent them in.
Denver's won by the skin of their teeth so far this season when they have won. They have looked like a bunch of high school dropouts playing football.
Denver's won games.
Yeah.
One actually. They're tied for the lead in the division.
Denver is in the NFL.
Yeah.
No,
But
Denver's in Colorado.
Does that really count as the NFL
Which
then?
planet?
What was that?
I said which planet?
The third from the sun.
It's this rocky thing. It has some blue water on it.
No, Nate's trying to count planets right now in his head.
No, I was just making a reference to what Smitty said on a episode recently where we were talking about states and countries, and then he went with planets. And
I know.
Were you talking about Uranus again?
Oh my God! Can you just pick a fucking team? I'm trying to watch my Dolphins, you fuckers.
I am gonna go with the
It's supposed to be a
Raiders.
short episode. We've been on an hour and a half. Just pick.
We have been
team.
on for an hour and 14 and 23 seconds, 24 seconds, 25 seconds. All right, Chris. The New England Patriots with a backup are heading to the Green Bay Packers.
Oh no!
Packers. Smitty.
Packers versus the Pats
Yeah.
in New England.
At Packers.
oh, they're in Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay. Green
Yeah.
Bay.
At Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Going Green Bay. Nate.
I actually got an email saying that they had available tickets for that game because New England fans released their tickets.
So we're going, right?
I wish I could.
Can you get there in a week? Can
Get
any of you get there in a
3
week right
tickets.
now?
We'll
If you
take
stop
Brody
everything,
with
can you
us.
get
He
there
can be our
on Sunday?
designated driver.
Hey, Smitty, pick me up on your way up.
I would be so mad if all my friends went to the Green Bay game and I didn't.
Smitty, you grab Jeremy, and I'll meet you guys out there.
I'd go just because you can't get tickets to Green Bay ever. I would go.
Who are you telling? But I picked the Packers, of course.
You know what? Mac Jones is now hurt, so I am also going to the Packers.
You guys should start picking the Patriots now that he's hurt.
No, because we know what the back until they put the third string in. I know what we have as a quarterback now.
It's not unheard of for a New England quarterback to have a backup come in and take the starting position and play there for like 18 years.
Yes, but the backup is somebody that nobody's ever heard of. So that would be Zigbee.
The backup is like 40 years old.
Yes, right now the backup is freaking what's his face, Jeremy. Why am I drawing? Hoyer, who is a professional loser.
I mean, didn't he do
every game he's ever started, he has lost.
Oh my God! How is he a professional loser? What the?
Because that's what he does. It does. If he starts a game, he loses the game. All right, so Jeremy, who are you gonna go with?
Packers.
All right.
So we have a lineman return a kickoff for almost a touchdown again.
Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs are at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Smitty, who are you going to go with?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
But yet you're arguing this bet.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, they probably going to lose. I don't know. But they're playing in Minnesota, so.
Nate.
It's all good.
I went with Kansas City.
Kansas City and Minnesota. You know what? Every time Tom Brady's gone to Minnesota, he wins. Super Bowls.
Say that about every place that he's gone to?
No, because Miami, he tends to lose at. He almost always loses in Miami. There's only been, 3 seasons that he didn't lose in Miami?
Nate, everywhere except for Miami, pretty much everywhere he goes, he wins.
Yes, but
I'm just saying.
In Minnesota,
for every stadium, he's won in every stadium.
It's a dome. He has won there more times than he's lost. I'm gonna go with Tampa
Also,
Bay.
a statement you can make about winning stadium.
All right, Jeremy, who you gonna go with?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. This is why you like that bet and I don't. Chris.
Kansas City.
I think you're the one that doesn't like that bet.
I don't like that bet because he almost beat freaking Rodgers with a bunch of nobodies.
Yes, but Rodgers has a bunch of nobodies.
Yes, but Rodgers nobody. He's used to having a bunch of nobodies.
No, Rodgers
Brady's used to having nobodies.
Yeah, they both are.
Rodgers has had a premier receiver his entire career, except for right now.
No, that's true.
Well, he's made his premier receivers.
Yes, but he's moved on from one to the other after the other has already been established.
I must say, to defend Smitty in his wanting to finish the game here.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, do we just want to have a long, good, great, wonderful show on the day I want to go watch my game, or are we just going to do this
We're
every week?
almost done.
We should have done this every week.
We have one more pick.
We haven't had good and thoughtful conversations about
Nate.
teams and players.
Nate, well, that's because the first couple weeks. It's because we missed a bunch of weeks because I had no internet and I was so busy.
That is true. We have had 2 weeks of not doing this, so that is true. That is true.
So, Nate, you get the final pick Monday night.
$36 a pop.
You get the final pick Monday night. Los Angeles Rams are at San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, my pick?
No, Nate. Nate gets the final first pick.
That'd be the Rams.
Rams. You know what? I ain't going to follow you up that hill with the Rams. Jeremy.
What game are we talking about?
Rams, San Francisco on Monday night.
I am taking the Rams.
Taking the Rams.
I can get section 102, or no, I can get section 136.
How much?
For under $200 a pop for 4 of them.
What about 5? So that way we'll just bring Brody with us. He can be a designated driver.
I can't take him to Wisconsin. Are you fucking kidding me?
If we just slowly smoke things throughout the car ride, he'll be fine.
I can't take him to
Whoa.
Wisconsin.
Okay, so 5, we could do section 137, $200 a pop.
That's not bad.
But that's an end zone. Direct, almost
All
center
right.
end zone.
Chris, Rams or 49ers?
Rams.
Ooh, I can
Rams.
get to 195 a pop if we go opposite end of the stadium at 101.
That works. Smitty.
Smitty has left the chat.
Has he really? There he is.
Sorry, I
Did
was,
you lose power there for a second, buddy?
No, not at all. I was pulling a Bills offensive coordinator. So
Oh,
I'm gonna go with the horny dudes.
the Rammers.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that is our picks for the night. And I know Smitty wants to get to back to his game where the Miami Dolphins are
Oh,
losing.
does it even
14
matter
to
anymore?
12.
It's probably over. I don't know these things.
No, it's 8
No, we're in
minutes
the
into
third quarter. It's tighter. It's 12-14. So
It was almost not.
It was
yeah.
12-14 in the halftime, wasn't it?
It was.
No, yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay, cool.
All right. So good night. So long. Farewell.
That's all, folks.